up? Welcome to episode number 15 for the Go-To Techie Show. I'm your host, Isaac Swenson. Get things started off. If you have any tech questions, you can email me at thegototechie@gmail.com or leave a text or a video response below this video if you're watching on YouTube. You can also go to my website, www.thegototechie.com, to watch all previous episodes and to get my promotion codes for GoDaddy and eMusic. Alright, the first thing we're going to talk about today, as I said before, are e-readers. The e-reader is a relatively new device. They've been hyped up a lot now because of the Nook by Barnes and Noble. So I just want to give you guys a rundown of the three top e-readers on the market currently. The first is obviously the Kindle by Amazon. Currently, Amazon offers two different versions of the Kindle and then the Kindle DX. There's just a couple differences between them. The Kindle is just the regular 6-inch display. The DX has a 9.7-inch display. It's a little bit bigger. The Kindle holds 1,500 books, and the DX holds 3,500. The Kindle is only, the Kindle has global wireless capability, and then the DX is only wireless in the United States. They all have, of course, 3G wireless. They have PDF support, the Whisper Sync, which, if you haven't heard of that before, it basically will sync your ebooks between your computer, your iPhone, your iPod Touch, and then your Kindle, obviously. So you don't have to, be running around and looking for the books wherever they are. They'll be all synced together, and wherever you're done, whenever you stop reading, it'll automatically sync that between all the devices. The Kindle goes for $259 currently, and then the DX goes for $489. You can pick those up at Amazon.com. Alright, the next e-reader is the Sony e-reader. This has been around for a little while longer than the Kindle. My friend actually in high school had one of these, and I got to play around with it a little bit. It holds 350 books at a time with the current capacity. It has a 6-inch display, touch screen. You can take notes and highlight items on the screen. It has PDF support, and it has Sony's ebook store. One of the more important things when considering these devices is the store. I mean, if you have a great reader but you have no books at all, who cares about the reader? I mean, it's the content that's important here. So Sony has an ebook store, but it's not nearly as big as Amazon store or Barnes and Noble. So right there, the Sony reader has a disadvantage. But the other thing that they do is they have Google Books. Google they've started an initiative to. They just have a big library of books. They're free, and you can download those with the Sony reader. It's 0.4 inches thin. It weighs 9 ounces. Has an e-ink display. 2 weeks of reading, or 7,500 page turns on a single battery life. One of the other main factors against the Sony e-reader, though, is that it doesn't have wireless built in. So every time you want to get content on the device, you need to hook it up to your computer in order to get books or PDFs or something like that. So that's a major turnoff for the Sony reader. The next reader is the Barnes and Noble Nook. This has been announced. It's you can try it out in stores, but it's not going to be shipping until around February 1st. At least that's what the Barnes and Noble webpage showed when I tried to order one. So this is a little bit more unique. It has an e-ink display like all the other e-readers. It runs on AT&T's 3G wireless network, and it also works on their Wi-Fi. It has 2 gigabytes of built-in memory, which holds 1,500 books or newspapers and magazines. One of the main features that will attract people to this device is the lending feature, something that Amazon and Sony haven't really picked up on yet. And with that feature, you can essentially take a book and then lend it to somebody with a Nook. For 14 days, you can lend it to them. So basically, you can share a book with someone else. And the other big selling point for the Nook is the LCD touchscreen on the bottom. It's much more pretty. I mean, it looks a lot nicer, I would say, than the Kindle, which is just kind of, this grayish thing. This thing has this pretty touchscreen LCD on the bottom for displaying book covers. And I'm not sure what all the other applications will be for that, but I'm sure they'll use it for stuff other than book covers. The other thing too about it is it's newer. It's just been, it's just come out, so it's gonna be a lot faster and stuff than the Kindle. But the main thing with Barnes and Noble Nook is the books. I mean, Barnes and Noble is a bookstore, and so they have books. They know books really well, and there's a million books to choose from. They say for the Nook, and so basically, that's much more than Amazon or Sony have available to their audience. So I think essentially the big draw to the Nook is the books. I mean, they have the content, and that's where the customers will come. Personally, I would, if I wanted e-reader now, I would go with the Kindle because it's available now. You can't get the Nook till, they say February 1st, but if you want to wait a little longer, you can get the Nook. It's the same price as the Kindle, $259. I think you'd be a little more happier with that than the Kindle, but if you get Christmas presents or something like that, then I would definitely go for the Kindle. Alright, the next thing we're going to talk about now is the Google phone. As you may know, they've released Android, which is their mobile operating system. However, there was rumors before they released Android, about a Google phone, which never materialized then, but I was just reading on macrumors.com about this new Google phone now. The rumors have started to come up again about the phone. This one comes from TechCrunch. They say that they've begun testing a new Android device, and then the release date is probably going to be in 2010. It's manufactured by HTC, and but it's gonna have Google's branding on it, kind of like what they did with the Google G1. Some of the specifications, rumored specifications of the phone. It's could run on AT&T and T-Mobile. It's going to be running Android 2.1. It's going to have a Snapdragon chip. Basically, it's the same. If you know anything about the iPhone, the Snapdragon chip is basically the same generation of the ARM chips that the iPhone 3GS uses, although it'll probably be running at a higher clock speed. So it'll be probably a little faster than the current 3GS, but then of course Apple might release their next update for their iPhone, so then iPhone might be even faster than the Google phone, but of course there's a lot of speculation right now. But it has a high resolution OLED screen, it's thinner than the iPhone, it has 2 mics, touchscreen, keyboard, and voice to text for dictation. Here's a picture of it too, from unlocker.com. But again, we don't know. There was rumors before, and we didn't get anything from Google, so I'm not, totally sure how accurate these are, but we'll see what happens. Alright, that's it for this show. Next week I am going to be talking about how to build a computer from scratch, so basically getting all your parts together, and you'll save lots of money by doing this, especially if you're going to be building a higher end PC. Alright, that wraps up episode 15 of the Go-To Techie Show. I'm your host, Isaac Swanson. Keep it sweet.